It's alive! Alive! Hello and welcome to a Smurpy video, and today we are looking at Goosebumps, SlappyWorld, It's Alive by R.L. Stine. So the picture looks pretty cool. So clearly it's some form of creation that has gone wrong, like most things in Goosebumps. And I always dig the slimy bit. It reminds me of my teenage days when I used to watch and read Goosebumps back in the day. And there is the usual side. Book number 7 we're on now. I didn't realize we were that far into it. So you can pause this bit if you want to read it, but it's about Levy Jones and Gates Walrus, and they're done being losers by the looks of it. So I guess that's where the robot comes up. The next book in the line is The Dummy Meets the Mummy. Oh, okay, that looks interesting. We got Slappy in there, so some exciting stuff there. It appeals to 4th and 6th graders. In the UK, we don't call the years like that. It's just like year 4, year 5. I guess it's over there, it's just like 4th grade, but it's like year 4, etc, etc, right? I guess that doesn't really matter. So onto the book. There's the usual it's alive bit, and then there's the original series there. It's pretty cool. And you got Horde of Horrors, Most Wanted, Special Editions, and the SlappyWorld books there. So it's quite cool that they're telling us all the Goosebumps books, and there is a lot of them out there. You know, it started, the early 90s, I think the Goosebumps books started coming out. And it's taken on a world of its own. So we got the usual introduction from Slappy. Slappy's here, everyone, and the usual publisher bit there going on. And yeah, pretty much that's it. So we start with chapter 1. I dreamed our robot came alive. I'm not going to read the whole book to you, clearly, but I love it already. I've not even. It has 31 chapters, which is the usual, to be fair. It has an epilogue from Slappy, which is cool, and I'm trying not to give it away what happens. And it goes up to page 134, which is about normal 130 odd pages, etc. And then it's got a bit about R.L. Stine. It's pretty cool. Interesting difference about this book is that usually after the book finishes, we get a kind of glimpse of the next book. But in this one, it goes back to, this is where it all began, back in issue 1, which was probably a couple of years back now, you know. You get maybe 2-3 books a year, roughly, from this series. At the back, it gives us whole Goosebumps Blu-ray. And on this side, it's about the Most Wanted series, showing us the books there. And then this bit tells us about the original Goosebumps stories. Vampire's Breath. I really dug that book. I really like the episode of that. For some reason, they're always stuck in my mind, that episode. And this one's saying the original Goosebumps books with an all new look. So they've revamped the books, so they're re-releasing them, which is kind of cool, because if you think about the books, they came from the 90s. Me personally, if I'm getting them, I want that original book. That's how I operate. And my favorite books back then were Deep Trouble and Monster Blood, book 3. They were always my favorite. Here's a little bit about ghoulish games and stuff like that. And it shows us Horrorland. There we go, Horrorland there. And then finally, Goosebumps SlappyWorld. This is Slappy's world. You only scream in it. And then we have more from SlappyWorld, and it's The Dummy Meets the Mummy, which I showed you at the beginning. It's a rap for Slappy. Oh, that's pretty funny. It's probably not. But there we go. Okay, and here are the other books in the SlappyWorld series with my little Goosebumps bookmarks. And there we go. You got all the stories there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are on 7. R.L. Stine. So the usual format applies with each book, which is cool. Just a different color. So I wonder what color we're going to get next. These are the questions that I want to know. All in all, it's good to have another SlappyWorld book. It's alive. It's pretty cool. I always get happy with a new one. I'm loving the art on the front cover. And Slappy's little head pose. Be cool if they did the cover with a twist of Slappy in it as well, just for good measure. Maybe that's a silly idea, you tell me. So otherwise, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, SmurgeT. I'm on Twitter. Don't have a clue what I'm doing, but that's SmurgeT. If you want to tag me into stuff, that's cool. Good stuff, of course. Goosebumps stuff. I love all that stuff. And thanks for watching. Embrace the goofiness. Goodbye.